Are you the $100,000 a year business owner that aspires to be $1 million a year business owner? What are you going to do in order to become that $1 million business? Welcome to the Sales Made Simple podcast. This podcast is dedicated to helping overwhelmed outdoor living professionals, landscapers, and hardscapers just like you increase your closing rate to over 75% without doubling your workload so you can build a seven-figure business that doesn't need you. I'm your host, Joshua Gillow. Let's dig in. Welcome back, everybody. This week, we're going to dive into this concept of ownership in a company, like exactly how does your company grow or fall? It's going to depend on the leadership of the company. So if you're a business owner out there listening, you're going to want to listen to this episode. This is going to put in perspective of what it takes to be a great owner and the mindset that goes into it. So let's think about this. If tomorrow you could take, let's just think about this. You have two companies, company A, who does about $1 million in revenue a year, and you have company B, which does about $100,000 in revenue a year in the landscaping outdoor living world. And you were to take their owners and swap them. What if you took the $1 million business owner and you put him in the $100,000 a year company? And what if you took the $100,000 a year company and put him in the $1 million a year company revenue wise? And what do you think would happen? Do you think that the $1 million a year business owner who's built those systems and understands what he understands, you think that $100,000 company after a year of him being there would be the same? Do you think that $100,000 company would have the opportunity to grow? Do you think that that person would push that company to become something more than what the $100,000 business owner could do? And let's flip that. You took that $100,000 business owner and put him in $1 million company. How fast do you think that $1 million company would grow? Or do you think it would retreat and get smaller and smaller back to where that $100,000 business owner was? Now, obviously, this is a hypothetical, but let's think about it, listeners. The skill set that it takes to run $1 million company is a different skill set than it takes to run a $100,000 company. No better, no worse, just different. The person that used to run the $100,000 company that now built it to $1 million a year revenue, that person has become a business owner that can run $1 million company. That $100,000 hasn't done the work yet to get to what it takes to become that $1 million business owner. So think about it. Where do you fit? Are you the $100,000 a year business owner? Maybe not exact numbers, but that $100,000 business owner that aspires to be $1 million a year business owner? And if you do aspire to do it, what are you going to do in order to become the man or woman that can run that $1 million business? It's not something that gets handed to you. It's not luck. This is grind. This is discipline. This is learning. This is going to seminars. This is reading books. This is buying classes. This is getting a mentor. The difference between that $100,000 company and that $1 million company is time, discipline, and education. That's it. It's that simple. Now, taking that $1 million owner and putting him in a $100,000 a year business, how long do you think it would take him to build that up to $1 million business? My hunch would say probably not all that long. He knows what to do. He can knock obstacles out of the way. He can reposition the company if need be. He can figure out how to market it better, and he can get out there and grind the pavement and get it done. But what about that $100,000 business owner? If he's in that $1 million seat, do you think he has the capacity to grow that $1 million company larger? Possibly, but most likely not. What I'm trying to get to here, guys, is that so much of this is about your discipline and your mindset. If you wake up every day as a $1 million business owner, you're going to show up that way. You're going to sell that way. You're going to have the confidence, the swagger, if you will, of a $1 million business owner. But if you're in the putting on the pants every day of a $100,000 business owner, just getting by, trying your hardest, not looking to do any kind of growth. You want the $1 million business, but you don't want to have to put the work in for it. You don't want to have to discipline yourself or get up earlier, work out, or go to seminars or change, right? So much of this is around fixed and growth mindset. A fixed mindset says, you know what? I already got it figured out. I really don't need a whole lot of input from other people. I don't need to grow anymore. I've got all this nailed down. That's what a fixed mindset thinks. And a fixed mindset stays in one position because they don't want to grow. Or if they want to grow, they're not positioned to grow. The second kind of mindset is the growth mindset. And I would wager to bet here that the $1 million company It just didn't happen. You don't get $1 million in revenue a year because you were lucky. Most of the time that happens, not every time, most of the time that happens because of discipline, systems, education, learning, waking up every day, giving it your all, and having a growth mindset, meaning, you know what? While the fixed mindset says, I know what I'm doing, the growth mindset says, I wonder how I could do this better. How could I improve? How could I make today better than yesterday? How can I improve the systems I have in place? And this is a perpetual question in the growth mindset person. So think about it. When you flip those roles, the $100,000 business person to the $1 million position, what must he change in order to grow to that $1 million a year owner mindset? The gap is what we're mining for here. The gap is education. The gap is being courageous enough to ask questions about the business, about himself, about herself, in order to grow past that fixed mindset. It's the courage and the confidence that does that. And if you want courage and you want confidence, you need clarity. If you can get clarity in whatever you're working on, whether it's a marketing campaign or a growth strategy for your business, if you can get clarity, I'm going to rephrase that. When you get clarity, confidence comes naturally. And then with confidence comes enthusiasm, strategy, all of those things. So if you're stuck in a fixed mindset and you're not thinking at all about getting clarity because this is just how you've always done it, this is how my customers have always done this work, this is how they've always bought from us, I can just send my proposals via email over, not actually call them, or, I don't do Zoom, I don't do Loom, I don't do any of these new technologies, I'm just going to do it the way I've always done it. Well, then you're going to get the results you always got. And that's going to keep you trapped in a $100,000 mindset. But if you're courageous enough and you get clarity by listening to podcasts like this or others, by reading books, by constantly asking, how can I get just a little bit better? I've got a philosophy, it's called the 2mm philosophy, where each day, if we can get better in 4 categories of life, the simplest 4, which is faith, family, fitness, and finance, if we can get just a little bit better in each one of those, more aware, more alive in each of those, just 2mm a day, over 365 days, that's a massive amount of growth. You pair that over 10 years, you pair that over 50 years, and that's where the becoming happens. That's the difference between a $100,000 and $1 million business. It's a dedication to growth each and every day. So I challenge you guys out there that are listening, that if you find yourself in the position of, I'm just going to do it the way I've always done it in the past, well, you just solidified your future and your growth. So you can't want to grow and not grow personally first. It doesn't work that way. If you want your business to grow, you listening right now, you have to invest in yourself, because your business will never outpace your growth. You must be outpacing the business's growth personally, spiritually, emotionally, strategically, all of those things. So the first step in all of this is to acknowledge where you are right now. It's called the point of reference. It's where you are right now and where you want to go. What's the outcome we're after? Where do we want to go? Are you the $100,000 business wanting to be the $1 million business? Well, there's a step-by-step program to get you there. If you're the $1 million business and you want to go to 5 or 10 million, you can hire mentors to get you there. The difference between 100,000 and $1 million is the fact that you can get away with winging $100,000 worth of business a year and not have any systems and processes in place, shooting off your hip, taking all your calls from your cell phone, trying to manage everything yourself. But once you get to that $1 million line, systems, strategies, bigger thinking must be involved, or you won't go further than that. This will just be a little bit of luck that you did hit if you got lucky enough to get to the $1 million line. Anybody, actually every person that I've talked to in my career that has gotten past the $1 million line consistently has done it by implementing systems and prioritizing that in their business. So if you need help with specifically the sales system, getting your head right in sales, understanding a system that'll get you from where you are right now to where you want to go by having better conversations with less people to get higher ticket per client, reach out to us. Book a call below. You'll see it in the show notes. Love to talk to you about where you are now and what it'll take you to get from where you are to where you want to go. So thanks, guys, for listening. Talk to you next time.